Welcome back, everybody. Next threat up against Leverage for Game 2. Havana CTF. Sensor choosing to go the route of the pre-fire, pre-stun on bottom yellow. Looking to get those cuts and early on. Getting stunned, return stun on backside cut, the zigzag, whatever it is you call it. And Quantic not really happy with their performance on the first part or first game. Looking to redeem themselves, really show that they are a contending team, which I got no doubt they are. Great group of guys, and I'm really proud that we're seeing a lot of maturity start to grow into the team and the communities. And I think with Columbus coming up here, teams are really starting to realize that you have to be a marketable team to get your stuff covered, and that's one thing Leverage and Next Threat are doing. Sensor looking to play a defensive role. Scump wrapping around, taking care of both of the defenders single-handedly. TP finishing out, looking for a knife there as RJ and Quantic Next Threat getting 4-piece and stuck in the spawn trap. Mutation in a nasty position right now as Leverage is setting up for the flag relays back to back. Mutation now pulling off a kill into bottom yellow cut, or the bottom yellow door. Scump and Aches pushing up again into the lobby, this red cut over into the well, and they're pretty much untouched. And Leverage is just dominating right now. Not able to do anything, not able to make any sort of map control, headway, and Next Threat is just taken care of left, right, and center. RJ now looking over on well. They are down 2 flags with only a minute 45 played in this game. That's dangerous as Aches now pulling out the pistol. Could be a sign that this game is already won, but you can't let things go that easy. I've seen it time and time again where teams get too overconfident in themselves and the other team actually starts to come back and takes the win. Sensor pulling out the kill on Zig, then getting followed up by on Scump behind yellow. RJ setting up on blue cop in the center of the map, looking for some callouts downrange as he sees, doesn't really have a position, and then getting poked or seen from the top of the head there on top red. 3-piece, 3 down on Team Quantic Next Threat. Leverage just doing work non-stop. Mr. Bobby seen him run into the building there, just waited patiently for it. And Aches, Scump, and this team is just devastating Quantic right now. Just showing us that they have already figured out the formula to winning this game. And it's really interesting to see these team scrims go down. And, obviously there is some heated moments as this can get pretty competitive. But I just want to point out that, these are team scrims. This is an opportunity for teams to really work on their foundations and their strategies and make something out of it. You can't be worried about getting criticized and once again getting caught running with the pistol out. And this is something that I will preach time and time again, that, pistol running will get you maybe an extra 1.5 feet over 100 feet ran, but is it really beneficial for you to be running with your pistol out when the opposition's probably going to be having and frickin' Aches following up, taking out everybody on the Zig, and Leverage is just setting up for the train, relaying flag after flag. Just amazing plays by Leverage here as Quantic is getting stuck, not able to even move out of their spawn. But you can't judge teams before you actually get to LAN. Online play is much different than LAN play, especially on the PS3. You're going to see teams and players come out of the woodwork when you get to a LAN and really surprise you. Just take a look at Ground Zero. Nobody really heard of them, knew of them, and then out of nowhere they knocked team after team out of the winner's bracket and brought themselves to a point where they're a recognizable name. And just like the team before us, they're looking to make a name for themselves as well. And a lot of these teams, and even a lot more teams, are really starting to get into the competitive MLG circuit, brought to you by PS3, and we can only thank them enough for supporting MLG, supporting our online community, esports community. Hopefully one day I'd like to be as big as StarCraft, but that's a game where we're constantly learning from and really taking a page out of their book when it comes to competitive esports entertainment. So first half underway, Leverage already in the lead, 4-0. And Leverage obviously showing their support for their win on the first half of this game. And for Team Next Threat to bring this back, what can I say? They need to change their game plan up completely. You know, maybe rotate some players in and out of positions that they were or were not playing, and just switch it up. Obviously, the game plan didn't work. Let's see what they can do for the second half of things. Mutation not really going anywhere, it seems, as he's avoiding any sort of pre-nades. RJ picking up a pre-nade of his own, and the nades are just coming over top of the buildings. Mutation and two of his teammates all on the right-hand side in the ideal spots and positions to be able to grab this flag. I'd be curious to talk to Leverage. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk to Scumpy on the podcast tonight, Rage Quit Mondays, and see if he feels like some of these maps are just completely one-sided or not. Quantic Next Threat almost in a position to grab the flag and make a point on the board, not able to finish it out as they all got taken out, headed towards the enemy flag there, and it looks like the lobby was the destined point for everybody to meet up. And Sensor holding on to that kill just barely with his pistol on the opposition pulling out his pistol, running out of bullets just in time. Bobby taking out a kill. RJ, returning fire 1-for-1 on him, and now pushing back left on the yellow alley. Now this position could be a little bit dangerous, only because when you're over here, you now have just left the right-hand side completely open, and when your teammates spawn, they are in danger of a spawn trap. As you've seen, all three teammates, or opposition teammates, are in a position to counter the respawns and take everybody out. RJ, making work with two, and now he's going to be pushing up to the right-hand side. Sensor now looking to grab a flag and try to at least avoid the shutout. Grabbing one, grabbing two off of the respawn. Great play by Sensor. Now with a flag in hand, he's got to run straight to well, and he's looking for any opposition. He's got no help in front of him. Nobody's turned around to watch his rear side of things, and then luckily, just seeing a glimpse of him out on bottom red. Aches coming out from the back of well, shooting downrange on bottom red, picking out the flag carrier. Mutation finishing it out. Aches now coming from the side hatch. Vengeance just barely holding on to that. This flag has been relayed by three teammates now. Vengeance just got a stun, and Sensor's pulling up as Bobby comes around from nowhere, taking out both teammates, or team opposition there, and securing that flag, and then finishing out with a third kill. Leverage, man. These guys are exciting to watch. And even just seeing it from the other side of things, it's one thing to see the team do the work. It's another to be on the team that's getting worked on. And it, just gives you a little bit more insight into how they're doing things and, what's making them the dominant team in this circuit altogether. Leverage, of course, being the main winners at a couple different events throughout the Black Ops history already, making a big name for themselves. And it's crazy seeing how well these guys are working together. Are we going to see a flag cap by Team Next right here? And we do. One flag for the second half, and I think just by looking at the scoreboard for the second half, you can see, and maybe even tell that yourself, that this could be a one-sided map. Is the bottom spawn the ideal spawn to choose first if you're given an opportunity? Be able to put some points on the board early on and make the opposition work against that deficit. Could be an ideal strategy for teams out there that are looking to change things up. Obviously, another thing we're still looking for on the PS3 is the rules to be updated. They did the update for Xbox, but PS3 has gone through a tremendous amount of trouble throughout the last couple of weeks here. They haven't been able to push out any sort of patch or patch updates, and hopefully, within this week here, or even a week before Columbus, we're going to see an update that'll give teams 1 week to practice on the PS3 with the new rule set in mind, that being the search and destroy. And look at Sensor looking for that nade. Aches now picking up a nice 2-kill on the right-hand side. Stun followed up by a nade, and then a couple markers downrange, giving him the kills that he needs to return that flag over on the well. RJ just holding on to the right-hand side on bus, and Bobby looks like taking care of anybody over on the red alley side. And RJ now just getting a glimpse as he jumped overhead into the middle of the street. RJ now just letting him kind of set up. I would have tried to take that guy out, or at least call it out. I'm not even sure you know, not allowing the teammates to, or the opposition to set up in any sort of spawn trap, you know, has to be your #1 priority. You don't want your teammates starting out with bullets headed downrange on them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game #2. Quantic Next Threat not able to secure a win in this best-of-3 matchup against LVG, Mutation, and it looks like RJ both fighting with a 2-bar connection, and could have a little bit to do with it, but you know, that's the game of the online battles. Anyways, I'm Holiday Doc, and I'm out of here.